Time again for Coffee with the Coach. Live at Tim Hortons here with head coach and general manager Kevin Hasselberg. And two big wins on the weekend and a little bit of comebacks on the weekend as well. Let's first start off with Friday night against the Calgary Canucks. And, we were down 2-0, but came back 5 unanswered goals and dispersed goals as well.
Yeah, both games, we definitely dominated on the shot totals. And, the effort was there. The guys were working hard. It was just... it was again back to the fighting the puck a little bit offensively. In the Olds Grizzlies game, I believe we had 6 or 7 odd man rushes, a couple of breakaways, and we just weren't capitalizing on those plays. So it's all a part of the learning process. Defensively, I think we all agree we could be a little bit better than what we've been, but to come out of that weekend with a couple of wins against divisional opponents and climbing the standings is really important.
It was interesting, too. I was looking at the stats today, and the Dragons have been able to score. We're sitting right now second in the league with goals for at 70 goals already this year. And that's not an issue with this team, is they can put the puck in the back of the net.
Yeah, we really like our depth, and it's coming from all aspects of our lineup, not just one line or 2 lines. We're getting scoring from everybody and contributions in some way. So that's never been a fear of ours, and we've almost backed off a little bit with special teams practicing, and obviously we love what we're doing from a transition perspective, and scoring goals is fun. So that keeps the morale up in the dressing room, but certainly we're going to keep working at the other end of the ice and doing a better job in front of our net.
Well, and it keeps the energy in the Memorial Arena as well, because the fans go crazy when we score, so it's great to see. Another thing that we were talking, the game against Olds. It's funny, we played them twice in Olds, and we went to overtime twice against them. You got to give a lot of credit to the fight back of the Olds Grizzlies right now. They're really trying hard to get themselves to be a stronger team this year.
And they're doing that. You could see it in their body language on the bench. They're battling for each other, in scrums, and you could tell it how much a team appreciates one another just by their actions. Watching them on the bench and seeing how they have each other's backs on the ice, they get excited about the way they play. And when your team is functioning as one, as the Olds Grizzlies are right now, they make them a very dangerous opponent. They work hard, they're physical, they're in your face, they bring a lot of energy to the game, and that's what we seen last night. We went up by a couple goals on 2 or 3 occasions last night, and they just never quit. There was a lot of fight in that hockey team, and twice going into the third period against them, we've had a 2-goal lead, and twice they've pushed it to overtime. We were fortunate to come out with a win that one, but once again, lots of scoring chances on our side of the ice, not so many on theirs. I think the shots at one point were double at 40-something to 20-something, and we found a way, which was really good.
And that's the kind of the way the Dragons are going right now. Find a way to win. Coming up to Wednesday against the Canmore Eagles, and it's going to be a big game for Canmore, as it'll be their first game back in their arena since the playoffs against us last year. So they'll have some momentum, but again, it's not what they do, it's what we do.
Yeah, that's been an agonizing renovation for the poor Canmore Eagles, and a little bit of bad blood there. They have a lot of returning guys that were a part of that series, and it was a very dramatic series, so that'll weigh on us a little bit as well. But certainly we've got a brand new roster in front of us too, but it'll be good to get to Canmore. It's our first look at these guys. They've had a struggling start to the season, but it's certainly not because of a lack of talent on their hockey team. It won't be long before they put it together and they start climbing in the standings and finding some wins. But so we don't want that to be on Wednesday, that's for sure.
And then we've got a challenging weekend ahead of us. 2 North teams that are you can't underestimate either of them. Spruce Grove's a great squad. Drayton Valley, it's kind of like the Olds Grizzlies trying to fight themselves back into relevancy. So a very busy weekend again, kind of like the NHL schedule we talked about last week.
Yeah, it just doesn't slow down. We're trying to give today a day off for the guys with just some optional skates and whatnot, but you really have to monitor what the workload's been, and guys have to manage their time appropriately, and you just got to get ready for the next day and be good the day that you're on, and that's kind of been the focus right now. And we also we got Halloween around the corner. You got this weekend being parent weekend, and a lot of the family's going to be in the rink and facilities, so it's important to play the game, but it's important to have some fun here, and we want to make sure we're having a lot of fun this week.
Well, it should be fun as well. Thank you so much for this, Kevin, and join us again next week.
Thanks, Jason.
Cover the Coach live at Tim Hortons.